Hello, all you lovely people out there in music land. It's Graham with another My Music. I hope you're having a lovely day of the week. It's Wednesday. It feels like a Friday though. But when you've received this, depending upon where you are receiving it and on which device, it might be a completely different day of the week. I say that so often, but it's true. It's the modern world for you. I'm going to be speaking to my wonderful friends here from Para Lia in a minute. But first, we're going to watch this video and you're going to enjoy it because it's wonderful. René, Cindy, how the devilment are you?
Hast du verstanden? I had to turn the volume a little bit off because the music was loud. Can you repeat, please?
Yeah, I said, how the devilment are you?
How the devilment?
I don't know. We are fine, and you?
Yeah.
How's life?
Exactly. Devilment is a made-up word that which only I say. There you go.
We are very fine over here because we had a very cold April, and now we have, in the end of May, summer temperatures and summer sun, and we missed all this for weeks, and it was a very dark April, and also the May was not very good. But now, in these days, we are like our current singer, Sunchild, so we are sun children now.
Oh, see what you did there? Nicely segued in. Yeah, very good. You're in Berlin, is that right?
We are 100 kilometers in the south of Berlin. This is where we base. In a small village called Kottwitz. And this village is near a city called Cottbus. And Cottbus is 100 kilometers from Berlin. All very close.
Lovely. So what facilities have you got there then? Do you have a local shop?
Local shop?
No.
No shop. Nowhere to buy stuff. Where are people going to buy your? Where are people going to buy your record then?
This you mean?
Oh, there we go. We've got people listening in from all over the world, of course. Andrew's listening in from California.
Cool.
So that's nice, isn't it? I bet it's warm over there. We've had exactly the same sort of weather as you have. It's been absolutely abysmal, the weather in England up until now, and now it's nice. You know, we were getting to the point where we were thinking we weren't going to have any nice weather this year, and thinking about emigrating. But,
yeah. We also, because we love the sunshine, and it was very, very dark. The winter it seemed that the winter did not want to end. All the March and all the April with a lot of rain, it was much too wet outside and without the sun. Now all the people here are in a better mood. It's better to go out and to see faces with smiles. And exactly as you said, a lot of people were thinking, okay, this is a period which will never end. But now we got it behind us.
And you needed that to happen because in a way, you've made the most uplifting record of your career so far. Yeah, I mean it's ultimately your summer record, isn't it? So maybe that's why the weather's changed.
Oh, it's very nicely said, Graham. But we do absolutely agree that this record, and this is the whole album, is much more bright than the former two albums were, and there's less dark gothic rock elements on it. But elements coming from the sunny 60s and from the flower pop and from the early prog rock and all those influences you find on this album. And it's, of course, because the album was created and the songs were written in the darker times with the Corona thing we had. And with all things, everyone wanted to live a normal life again and to see literally the sun again out there. This is songs of hope, and also songs with Cindy said Sunchild is a psychological song for lovers and survivors, and I think this nails it exactly. This is the philosophy behind it. Yes.
No, it's tremendous. I mean, I'm glad you went that way. I mean, a lot of people didn't do that actually. They over the period where they wrote over lockdown and coronavirus period, a lot of people went quite introspective and wrote quite miserable albums. But you decided to go the other way. What was going on to make you decide? No, I'm going to write an album of hope here.
To be honest, the start of the songwriting was the summer before 2 years when we were in Greece for 2 weeks, and this was our moment of light. And in those times we went there with all the stuff. Traveling was not easy. To get out of Germany was not easy. To go into Greece was not all the stuff everyone knows. But we were there, and there's a lovely place for us. It's in the middle of Greece. It's a small village called Kalanera. And there's a Greek beach bar, which has a name coming from the Maya language, Nagual. And the guy, which is the boss there, is a musician from Athens. And we felt very familiar from the first moment. There's a beach bar, but he plays not the typical beach bar music. You hear to the left and to the right. He plays independent rock and psychedelic rock and jazz. And it's really, really cool. And this is the reason that interesting people walk in to this beach bar, and the other ones more going for mass tourism, they walk by. But interesting people walk in. You find the Greek musician with a rasta coming from the mountains, plays his guitars. You find the guy who come from Great Britain. There's a guy there who decided now to live in Greece. Female, half Greek, half German, decides to live there, to live a life, cares for the street dogs there, and some interesting persons. And every night we had a round table. We were sitting with a good drink, listening to good music, and this cosmopolitan atmosphere in those darker times was like an enclave, like a spot to breathe deep in the air. And I got all this influence in my mind and wrote the first song with all the psychedelic influences and with the philosophy in it. And this was the first song for the new album and the base for everything which was following. So like pearls on the necklace, it came in my mind, not to have a concept and the songs have to be brighter. Absolutely not. It was just the flow it had coming from those times and the way we were feeling. So one, to another. Step by step.
I love that. An enclave. What a beautiful term.
Yeah.
Cindy, were you feeling that too?
What?
Again, please.
Sorry.
So Cindy, were you feeling the same vibe too? You were getting the same vibe? Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes. It was really
Lovely.
great. Yeah.
She feels quite very much because it's her favorite place in Greece. So we will go this year also for 2 weeks there.
Well, I was gonna say, what are you not having the launch party there?
We should.
It seems to me an obvious place to have the launch party. You know, the album was kind of birthed there. You know, out of the whole atmosphere that was there. Maybe that would be a wonderful place to have it. You'll probably have it in Berlin, will you? Is that?
Yeah, we will celebrate it anyway.
Yeah.
Here and there. So
we are in Kalanera. Yes, we are kind of famous because there is a cocktail on the catalog of the bar called Para Lia, named after us as a band. And we were told last year it's a very good summer cocktail, and we sell it very much to the people there. And so we have a song.
Well, I'm going to test you. I've got to test you now, René. Then, so what's in this cocktail?
I don't know exactly. Some cream, grenadine, some juice, but I don't know anymore. We created it once in the evening. It was so tasty, and we called it or named it Para Lia.
I think rum is also.
Of course, maybe rum. I really don't know. It's 2 years ago. So
it's very tasty.
It's very tasty.
Yeah.
It's well, I think what you need to do, I think you need to find out exactly what's in the cocktail, and then
I will ask.
then I think at some point there needs to be that needs to be on your website, or there needs to be there needs to be sort of like a reel or something on Instagram with you making the cocktail.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Good idea. Thank
So
you.
it's because one of the songs of the new album has the name of the beach bar, Nagua. It's an album song. So we were in the beach bar as Para Lia, drinking a Para Lia, and sitting in Nagua and listening to Nagua. It's very, very great, and it's very cool.
Do you feel that you could develop this as a kind of career step? René,
you cannot go farther than this. We are finished now.
Oh. No, but I was thinking, like, over here we have Jane McDonald, who has made a career going on holiday around the world and broadcasting it on TV and singing a song for every episode. Maybe we could get the same with Para Lia. You could go to an island, you could create a song, you could have a cocktail named after you at each place, and it could all appear as an album. I mean, what a wonderful way to live.
Yes.
We already started it, and we go ahead. And sure, and this summer you will have an Instagram story or a reel with the cocktail and with the great guy Nikos and his girlfriend Hara from Athens. And it's really, really great. We also had in mind to do some musical stuff together. We were jamming with acoustic guitars in the beach bar, which is a very great feel. And but we did not have the time to do it in winter because it was a lot of business to do in winter time. But the idea is set, and maybe we will do it someday. Definitely, we will meet in summer, and we'll have a nice time there. And we will.
Well, I just think you need to get people to sort of swap either accommodation, food, drink, flights in exchange for you doing your music and putting it out there, and then you're well away, aren't you? I mean, what more do you need in life?
True.
Fantastic. Yeah. What in that time, because it's been a couple of years since you've been on, have your listening habits changed? Have you discovered anything new musically that you've been listening to? I mean, clearly you sort of you've delved back into older stuff for some of this album, but have you listened? Has there been anything more modern that's kind of hit your ears in the last couple of years that you thought, oh, actually that's good?
We discovered recently very nice music and before our own door, because some of the news we have to say about Para Lia is that we form actually a live band. We are 6 guys now. We recorded we recorded the album as the other ones before, Cindy and me. We were with the mastering in Berlin with Thommy Hein in the studio. He usually mixes and masters guys like Nina Hagen and other interesting bands. He has a very good hand for indie rock. And he also, like others, said, this is music to be played on a stage, to be played live. Go and form a live band. And we got so many different opinions from different interesting guys. And last year in summer we said, maybe we can give it a try, looking for great musicians in our region to form. And we started to do it. And from January on, we are in the rehearsal room and going to form a live set, which we can offer maybe by the end of the year, and so that a six-headed Para Lia band will be on stage. And in that rehearsal room, it's a big, I think 6-7 different bands. Rooms are there, and we discovered a lot of great bands are actually here, based in Cottbus, the place we live in. And one of the bands is called Super Future, and they also made a vinyl, beautiful thing, and an EP, and we have a release evening, a release party, record release, just right now in 2 days, and we are looking very forward to that. So
there you go.
In this little enclave, it's also an enclave, a music enclave, not comparable with Berlin.
Yeah.
You have bands, you have creativity, you have everything which survived the Corona years, and the club scene which suffered a lot here. And so, but some guys still are standing, and those guys offer very nice things. Party scenes, location, and also good music. And this is what we discovered. And this is a great discovery, much more when we were listening to the radio and discovered one or other band. Of course we did. But this is the greater experience to make it that still everything is alive and so many new bands are there.
Oh, do you know what, René? You very definitely have to do sort of like some kind of adventure around the world where you discover music. I really do. I mean, you've gone to this place, you've settled in this place that doesn't have a shop, and yet you've discovered that they've got all of these great bands. I mean, how? It's just amazing, you know.
So I do not know.
It's kind of like you know, it's almost like you're discovering hidden worlds. You know, it could even be that kind of, you know, if you put it on Netflix, it could even be that kind of TV show. The hidden worlds of Para Lia.
Yeah.
It's got a nice ring to it. Oh, I love that. I want to watch that now, and you haven't even made it yet. Do you know what I mean? I'm really up for that. So that's great. So right on your doorstep, there's these other bands as well. Do you see anything happening with that, other than sort of doing a sort of joint day or whatever? Do you see sort of like getting involved with that? Maybe getting some of those musicians to interact with you at some point?
We made contact, and very nice guys, and we exchanged the new vinyl now and talk about things. And of course, we changed experience, which is a very important thing for indie bands to exchange some contacts we do have and some experience we made. And yeah, of course, it is the idea that we maybe offer in half or in 1 year a live set where we say, okay, we can offer you 2 or 3 bands playing together. And yeah, of course, that's great. So to work,
you know what you just said. Do you know what you just said? You basically said that you're going to start a festival. You basically said it right there. You're going to have a little festival there. You know, the tourist scene in the local area will be so made up. All of your guest houses will be packed.
Yeah,
you know?
maybe.
Yeah, the Para Lia cruise tour. People can stop off there. How do you get to where you are? Are you landlocked there? Or are you in? You know, are you anywhere near the sea, or?
We are very, very far away from the sea, I think.
You're very far away.
For 4 hours you have to go by car. So it's south of Berlin, so 1 hour with the car south of Berlin. Yeah. But it's a special region here because it's famous for brown coal mining, and you have now a big change in the landscape. Now big lakes are in the making. We need some years a big I think it's the biggest lake in all the area here. It's still not ready, not filled with water. It will need 4 or 5 years, I think. And then it will be a big place. And of course, there will be festivals like this. So maybe if we are not too old and we can...
Stop it. Stop it.
We will see. But it's also a region, a very special region, because of the brown coal mining. And now a lot of things change because the politics of Germany with energy. And so decide to do a big change. And specifically here in that region to stop the brown coal mining. So a lot of people now are a little bit worried what will become to their jobs, what will happen here economically. And yeah, it's I mean I grew up.
It's obvious what's going to happen, isn't it? It's going to be the mass center of the Para Lia festival. I mean, that's what's going to happen.
I think the people now have other ideas in the mind to go to Para Lia festival, but maybe in 4 or 5 years if everything is ready, we can talk about this, and we will see.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, look, it's been great catching up with you guys, because it's always fun talking to you. What else did you learn in the making of this album? Was there anything else that you learned? Obviously, you went in a slightly different direction musically, but was there anything that was difficult this time, or easier than before?
The last album, which you maybe in some dark corner of your basement you remember, but somewhere behind some other stuff you do not need. There is something the record should be on your side. Gone with the Flow was an album we had. We made a very interesting, very nice, great collaborative experience with the New York artist Louis Renzoni, who provided cover artwork, the guest musicians we had, and we also with the new album. We went on with this idea because it's a great thing to catch up with other interesting people and to join them, or to make the experience that they join you for a distance, a short or a long way. And so we now have, for instance, a Greek artist who provided the cover artwork, a very nice one, which absolutely in a cool way illustrates the feel of the whole album and the feel of the songs. Georgia Mosho-Gianni from Thessaloniki. Meanwhile, she lives in Athens, and she's a great artist. And we had guest musicians, Fady Headed, who also was with his great synthesizer part of the last album. We have in Cottbus a big theater, an Art Nouveau theater, more than 100 years old, and it's a big ensemble there. 300 or 400 persons are working there. We have friends on in this ensemble. One plays the e-piano, electric piano, and he also played on the album on some tracks. And a friend of ours is an opera singer, a baritone, and plays the hero roles. He sings the Wagner operas and something very heavy stuff. Wow. And we have also a song on the record with him, who is a guest with the opera singing. And so we widened our musical horizon, and this also is a great experience to go to the left, to the right. And we named the album In Clash with the Zeitgeist because we have, as you said, also influences coming from ancient times, if you go back into the music history, because we do mind about which is modern, what is modern, what sound is modern in our times, just to make their own thing and to what we love. This is what you can hear on the album, and we found it very, very nice to name the whole thing In Clash with the Zeitgeist. I always like it when words like kindergarten are wandering into other languages, and with the Zeitgeist also.
Zeitgeist is a great word, isn't it? It's a great word. And do you know what? The other thing is you mentioned there the artwork, which is fantastic. Seen the artwork. That's going to be your T-shirt for the summer, isn't it?
This is also an idea we have in mind.
Yes, of course it is.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. One by one and step by step, and
yeah.
Well, so another great experience. You were asking for a new experience. It was to make videos, and I just made videos for the last album, but this time I did it with a lot more energy and a lot more ideas. So we have 4 songs of the album which will have a video. One is released, Sunchild. We will have the next release on June 15th. Yellow Rose is the second single which will release. And 42 weeks later, we will have the video to the song. And the video making also was a big experience to edit the videos the way I usually mix and master the songs. And it's cool. It widens the horizon. An older guy always is very happy if he can use his head to do.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Did you get to act in the? Do you get to act in those videos? Do a bit of acting.
Yeah. She's right.
Well, that's broadening. That's always broadening the skills as well, isn't it? You know, getting out there, doing a little bit of acting. I think it's fantastic. Well done, both of you. What a great achievement this album is. It's always nice to hear fresh music from you, but I feel that this is your best yet.
Have you had the chance to listen to the entire album, Graham?
Yeah, yeah.
If you look very forward, what would the people will say to the entire album? Because it's different. As you mentioned, it is more brighter and it's not so comparable to the last ones. And we looking really forward to the opinions we will get if someone's, oh no, this is not Para Lia anymore because it's much too bright and we miss the darker shades. Or if the guys are so like we happy with the developments. We will see.
I think you're releasing it at a perfect time. The weather's getting warmer. The sun's out. We've come out of the dark times, as you mentioned it. I think people want an album full of hope. I think it's going to be a great summer record. I think we'll all embrace it, my friend. So I think that's a wonderful thing. And we'll all buy the T-shirt, won't we, folks? Yeah. The fashion on the high street this summer is going to be the new Para Lia T-shirt featuring the wonderful Greek artwork. If you're not wearing it, you're not anybody. So I'm just saying that now.
And if you buy 10, you get a cocktail for free. Para Lia.
Yeah. If you buy 10, you get to find out what's in the cocktail, so you can make it yourself. All right. That is a Brucey bonus, as they say. But buy 10 of the album or 10 T-shirts, and you'll get the recipe handwritten by René and Cindy. That's a promise. Okay. I'm sorry, I've just made some work for you, but I don't mean your mind, to be quite honest. Listen, it's been brilliant catching up. Where's the best place for people to go to we always say this, but where's the best place for people to go to keep in touch with you and know when all of this great stuff's coming out, but also to start downloading the single and whatever now?
Yeah. We have the official homepage. It's para-lia.de. Or we have our account at Bandcamp. People find us there. And all the socials. You find us on Instagram, on Facebook, and everything else. And also YouTube, of course, for the videos.
So there you go, folks. You can either go to the website, you can find them on Bandcamp, order everything, even the T-shirt that's not even ready yet, and René and Cindy are going to actually put a link up to a pre-order of the T-shirt straight after this, with a little line drawing, so you can just pre-order it, even though it doesn't exist. I reckon $100 will do, and then fill your boots with their music. If you like it, most importantly, share it with other people and also tell them, because they'd love to get your feedback. All right, that's the really important thing. Both of you, thanks for coming again. Thanks for joining me in my little pod. It's been great to see you. Don't leave it 2 years till the next time, will you? Come back sooner and share the cocktail.
It was a big pleasure, Graham, to catch up again with you, and we were really looking forward because you made 2 years ago such a great photo montage, and we always, if you remember, we always have a big smile on our faces because it's such a cool. You may remember we were looking on a band picture a little bit, yes, like this. And there was Para Lia and Graham looking, what is that? That's absolutely cool.
I'm glad I stick in someone's memory for something, that's always a good thing. Well, there you go. You've joined the ranks of some of the only people that have been on my music more than once.
Wow.
So there we go. I think you're going to be around about now. Episode 245, something like that. Amazing, isn't it? And in the last couple of years, 245 people have come through the door and spoken to me.
Yeah.
You know, people have got nothing better to do with their time. If you've enjoyed the conversation today, you want to know a little bit more about Para Lia, please do check them out. As they say, they're across all of the socials. Do check out their music. Tell them if you like it. Buy it if you like it as well. You know, and that's what it's all about. And share this with your friends so that they get to hear it as well. René, Cindy, we'll meet on the road someplace, sometime. It will happen. All right. We're free to travel again now. So that's it. Do look after yourselves. Hope the record goes okay. Of course it will. Yeah, send us the cocktail recipe. Until next time.
I do so.
Bye for now.
Thank you. Ciao.
Bye.